Hello everyone, it's Luphisra here. Today I'll be playing Agatha Christie, Evil Under the Sun. This is technically an abandoned weird game. It's rather old, and can't find it anywhere in the stores anymore online. But it's one of my favorites. One of the classic detective mystery games. You know, one of the classic Agatha Christie games. So we'll just get started, okay? We'll just start playing. Okay, London, September 7th, 1940. Around the time of World War II. No, a little bit before World War II, I think.
Black curtains are like a shroud they are. Forgive me, Hastings. The melancholy overcomes me often of late. I thank you for joining me on this night. The blackout, the air raid sirens, it is not a night to be alone, n'est-ce pas?
I couldn't agree more, old chap.
I have the bonne idée. How we will pass the hours until we know for certain if tonight at last the bombers come. You have asked me to tell you...
Yeah, so this is on the cusp of World War II.
At the Smuggler's Rest Hotel on Seadrift Island. I know I have revealed little beyond the fact that Poirot was able to use their little grey cells to bring the affair to a satisfactory conclusion. Yet the newspapers have said nothing. To think that a case of Poirot's does not merit at least a single paragraph is yet one more outrage I lay at the feet of Herr Hitler. He gobbles up space in the newspaper the way he gobbles up so much of Europe, including my own beloved Belgium.
Yeah, so the war is going on, which is kind of sad premise of the game.
Horrors of war. I will not only share with you the events as they happened, but more. You have often complained in your very charming British way, oh so polite, that Poirot withholds important facts and clues from you, so that you have no opportunity to solve yourself the crime.
It's true.
Bon, I have applied the grey cells, and a solution has presented itself. Here is your opportunity, mon ami. I will tell the story so vividly to you that you will think you are there yourself. You will direct Poirot's every action. Every fact, every clue will be there in front of your eyes. I will eliminate any characters without a part in our little drama. The hotel? It was not as understaffed as you will see it. In the same spirit, I set the stage. Oh, do not concern yourself with missing rooms, Hastings. Only those locations of importance will be presented. There will be no distractions. You will solve the case even as I did. Oh, peut-être, with a little...
Aloha, ghostly Aussie.
See there on that...
Welcome to the stream.
But no doubt, it will not be necessary.
Magical device?
It is called the Finger of Suspicion.
And the finger of suspicion is actually just a hit system for us, pretty much.
Manchester.
A wizard, eh?
Bien, sir. All you need to do is place one of these cards in the center of the machine. They each represent one of the players in our story. I will wave my hands above it so, utter the secret incantation, and it will point you in the right direction.
Well, for starters, it's...
So I just noticed that my avatar is floating a little bit.
If anyone has a more...
I'll fix it later after they're done talking.
I haven't met him. You don't believe in magic. If you want to choose this method of giving me hints, I won't stop you. It'll be a treat to see you...
I noticed we became friends on Discord. Welcome today. I hope that's like a good morning, you know, seeing that in the morning when you wake up.
You are so certain it is nothing but hocus pocus?
But yes, we are friends now on Discord.
To try and solve the mystery of the Finger of Suspicion, as well as the murder on Seadrift Island.
Absolutely.
Very well. I will give you 7 clues at times of my choosing throughout the evening. Perhaps when you have all 7, you will be able to see the true genius behind the Finger of Suspicion. Here is your first clue. Power.
Power? The power of magic?
I give you the clues, Hastings. Do not expect me to explain them as well. Explore my office first. Equip yourself for your journey into the past. come to me when you are ready. In the meantime, I will tell you 3 little stories to whet your appetite.
Okay, so this is the first story.
Who live home at your ease. It's little do you think of the dangers of the seas. When we
They're all important to the game.
we are obliged
I wouldn't have it any other way, fam. Friends for life. Yes, we are friends for life.
winds do blow.
This guy's really drunk. And that is a ghost. Yep, that's a ghost. Like, if it was me and I saw a ghost, like, wave to me like that, like, come with me, I'm not gonna follow them. I wouldn't be that dumb. Imagine if the ghost is the vengeful ghost. Even if it was me waving? Well, if it was you, then that's different. But it was like a stranger ghost,
Serve me.
right? Because I imagine it's like a stranger ghost that you don't know waving at you. Would you like go over to them? And then footsteps are gone. Okay, second story. Brixham, South Devon. You one of your cousins, stay away from them. They're dangerous. Okay, I will stay away from them. Okay, she's running. Very slow running. The guy is after her. Why did she stop running? You shouldn't stop running when someone's after you. Yeah, I shouldn't stop running. You should keep running when you know someone's after you until you get to a safe place. You're in a freaking forest and you start running. Third story. More satanic cults. Oh, jeez. Should pass out way too quick from that, just saying. That is true, though. That is true. I will agree with that. I have a little story about that, which I'll tell later. Just you can just watch this first. Yeah, so many cult stuff in the games I'm playing recently. Which, by the way, I was playing like yesterday. I was trying to play more of it, like recording it off stream. And yeah, satanic cults in that one. And then this one, a lot of crazy shit. Hopefully the next game I play don't have satanic cults in it. Okay. And what? Are you gonna keep sleeping or what?
Make of these stories what you will, mon ami.
You woke up in pain?
It's related
Is he the doll? The doll is supposed to be him or something?
About to explore. Keep them in mind. Explore my office first.
Random jump scare? Well, that's not really a jump scare, is it?
Their past.
Well, I was not really scared.
Investigation.
So-
tell me. My story, it will commence, and you will have your chance to solve the mystery.
Okay, I need to fix my avatar thing. So I'm gonna click out a little bit. Yeah, because I was floating and I don't like that. It's good. Okay. Right, so the premise of the story is Poirot solved the case on Seadrift Island. Hastings unfortunately did not go with him. So because Hastings didn't go, he wants to solve a mystery. So Poirot will be telling us the story of Seadrift Island. So the premise of the game would be that the whole time, Hastings and Poirot actually physically are in this room, in his office. But we'll be playing as Hastings, playing as Poirot. You'll understand what I mean when we start. Nothing in this one? Nothing in this box that I can look at? Okay. I will say I have played this game before. I remember the ending. I know what happens. It's again the details that I don't remember. Hastings.
Things are progressing exactly as I expected.
These are the characters that you'll meet. You can actually pin them on the board later, I think. No, I'm not quitting. To Mr. Hercule Poirot, I hope you accept these 2 tokens of my esteem, the book and the gadget. I've been called a genius by the many great men from Ali Bay to Jasper Maskelyne, for whom I have had the honor to build certain devices. I have now found in you a man I can truly call genius. Thank you for extracting me from that messy misunderstanding in Manchester. Unlike Houdini, I would have stayed in jail. From one genius to another, Bill Nichols. The Sorcerer Apprentice by William Henry Nichols. An account of my life, times, and mechanical contrivances built for the great magicians in the world.
The investigation has not yet begun, Hastings. Wait until you do not progress. Then you ask it for the hint.
Yeah, that's the hint system. It's a finger of suspicion. Okay.
The line it is out of service, Hastings. There is electricity, but a disconnection it exists somewhere. I am assured by my landlord that it will be functioning again in the morning.
Okay. Let's me take one last look around, see if I missed anything. All right.
A wise choice, Hastings. With this stopwatch, you will be able to determine the time it would take the suspects to make their way to the scene of the murder.
So yes, while we're playing, you're going to hear Poirot and Hastings at the same time.
I'm ready, Poirot.
You need only to touch your portrait, and we are off.
Okay, so portrait right here. So now we've been playing as Poirot, but we actually Hastings playing as Poirot.
When you wish us to return to my flat, you have only to touch my portrait.
Yep. So if anytime you want to go back to Poirot's office, you can just click on Poirot. And that's where we can go back and talk to Poirot, get hints, stuff like that. But yeah, this is Poirot. We're playing as Hastings is playing as Poirot, actually. So let's take a look. These are all the other rooms. That's probably locked.
No. The door, it will not budge.
Poirot thought it was Zellner. Well, Zellner's inspired by Poirot.
Latched tight on the inside.
Yeah, so okay. All these are the rooms. This is Poirot's room. We don't know who the other rooms are, so actually just go back. But yeah, this game is a murder mystery. As Poirot has mentioned, there's going to be murder in this game, but As I mentioned before, in my other streams, actually, the murder only occurs like 7 or 8 hours into the game. At least that's when I played the first time. I only got to the murder like after playing about 7 or 8 hours. So I probably won't be able to get to the murder in this game, in this stream, actually. It'll take a while before the murder occurs, actually. So we know there's going to be a murder, but it'll be a while before I get there.
Although I am sure that this sight would amuse you, Hastings, Poirot will not engage in such activities for the duration of this tale.
Yeah, so it's storytelling from Poirot. So, we're Hastings and Poirot at the same time. They'll have really fun conversations. Okay? Like, Poirot and Hastings, like, interactions in this game, even though we don't see Hastings physically, but it's just, their interactions is really hilarious. Yes, sir. So it's kind of why I think I like Poirot and Hastings more than like Sherlock and Watson's. Even though I know compared to Sherlock and Watson's, Poirot and Hastings are not as popular. But I like Poirot and Hastings' relationship more because Sherlock can be quite an asshole, even to his like friend Watson. You know, he's kind of a bitch. So yeah.
Quite securely locked, I am afraid.
There's nothing happened yet.
No. The door, it will not budge.
Okay. Hello, maid.
Pardon, mademoiselle. What is your name?
Gladys, sir. Oh, sir. If it's about the towels, the delivery hasn't come yet from the mainland. And that Will is ever so unreliable.
There is no hurry. Poirot has completed his toilette.
Well, if it's the bed, I'll get to it when I can. There's so much to do.
Do not trouble yourself. You seem out of sorts. Is something wrong?
Oh, no, sir. No, not really.
There. What is it?
You're not very convincing.
Will Jenks, if you must know.
You seem quite angry with this Will Jenks.
Will? Oh, he thinks quite a bit of himself, he does. Just because a girl might go with him to the films in Kingsbridge or have a bit to eat at the local, he thinks he's got her wrapped around his little finger. Thinks he can do whatever he likes when she's not around.
Is there another girl?
He says no, but I've seen her with him at the garage and walking in the high street. And she's still a child, too. But I won't mention names. It would cost me my job.
I am sure he will see the error of his ways, mademoiselle. Be patient.
Huh.
Yeah, and how do you know that they have a thing? It could be just an innocent relationship.
What
They could be
you tell me of
friends.
Seadrift Island?
Only that I wouldn't stay around here after dark.
Why not?
There's a ghost. Old Tom Cutter's ghost. A smuggler and a pirate. Murdered he was. Shot down by government agents after his gold.
You have seen this ghost?
I haven't, but many have. He haunts the pub here on the island what's closed now.
That will do for now, madame.
Okay. Well then. What are these areas? Oh, the outside leads to the outside. Okay. It's also right. Yeah, the other side. All right.
Well, Poirot, this will surely prove useful. I'll copy the valid information into my journal.
Yeah, these are the suspects. There's Major Barry. Horace Blatt. Emily Brewster. Rosamund Darnley. you have time off work this week? I took time off. It's a reason why I am streaming. Why I started late today, actually. I don't usually stream on Monday nights. But yes, I took some time off. So I'll be streaming today and tomorrow night as well. And then take a break on Wednesday. And as y'all know, I kind of start like a regular thing of streaming on Thursdays as well. So I'll be back Thursday. So yes, I got a lot of time. But yeah, all these suspects. It's public holiday over here. It is public holiday today, actually. I took time off tomorrow and Wednesday. I got a long weekend, that's why. But yeah, today is a public holiday. It is a public holiday. Okay. Let's talk to this girl.
Ah, Mr. Poirot. Good morning. All settled in, are you?
Yes, Mrs. Castle, thank you. I am looking forward to my little holiday from crime.
Anything I can help you with?
Holiday away from crime. Yeah, right, Poirot. Yeah, I didn't mention it. It's okay if you don't remember, though. It's fine.
Most beautiful.
Like, we're all busy in life.
Where can I learn more of its history?
That brochure will introduce you to the colourful past of Seadrift Island and Lethercombe Bay. Once you've studied that, you'll probably have more questions. I'm from London myself, but most of our staff are local. Perhaps they can help you, and the villagers have all sorts of wonderful stories.
Have the coastal evacuations affected you yet?
As you can see from the register, our two largest parties have gone. In the past few weeks, the Smuggler's End pub here on the island has closed, and Lethercombe Bay is almost a ghost town. Every day I expect Colonel Weston to order the hotel closed as well. It's only a matter of time, I'm afraid.
Who else is staying here at present?
You are welcome to check the register if you wish, Mr. Poirot. Perhaps you'll find someone you know.
I shall not keep you any longer, Mrs. Castle. Merci.
If you need anything more, I'll be in my office.
Yeah, brochure. To be honest, I kind of consider downing some coffee if I know you're streaming. Rare to find someone focused on adventure titles, especially point and clicks, or at least narrative focused games. So it's nice to chill and hang out. I mean, I guess so. You know, I know a lot of like the streamers that I enjoy watching. They also play like a lot of horror and stuff. It is kind of rare for a person to just play purely point and click adventure games. But that's me. And mainly it's because of my motion sickness, I guess. And also, how do I view this? Can I look at this? Can you look at this? Okay, double click. All right. Okay. But I also like enjoy hanging out with you guys. That's why I start streaming more, you know? I enjoy the gaming and then the chatting with you guys. Gotta support the niche streamer and then disappear into the ether once they make it big. I don't think I'll make it big, though. I don't think so. Okay. Seadrift Island. Beautiful Seadrift Island has long and colorful history. The first construction on the island was a Roman temple dedicated to Bacchus, the god of wine and intoxication. In the same spirit, 500 years later, Christian monks built a monastery upon the ancient Roman ruins and produced a brandy that was a favorite throughout the British Isles. Never know. Well, if I could make it big to the point where I can just stay home and stream all day and game, and that's my job, I would do it. I would do it, but probably not. I don't think so. In the 14th century, the Smuggler's End Inn was built near the causeway. Originally known as the Ammering Arms after Sea Captain Roger Ammering. The name was changed in the mid-19th century to commemorate one of the inn's most colorful customers, Thomas Cutter. Tom Cutter was a smuggler and a pirate who used the inn and island as his base of operations at the end of the 18th century. In fact, he's said to have died on the island, although there are conflicting stories as to the matter of his death. Tom Cutter also gave his name to Cutter's Cove, a popular beach on the south side of the island, as well as Cutter's Cave, where it is said he hid his smuggled goods. Two further stories of Tom Cutter concern the appearance of his ghost in the vicinity of the smuggler's end, as well as rumors that he buried a vast fortune in treasure somewhere on the island. Many claim to have seen his ghost, but so far no one has unearthed his treasure. The first hotel was built on the island in 1924, and then modernized 10 years later with all the modern conveniences that provide such a comfortable destination for travelers the world over. Okay. A little bit of pocket money. And since I looked at the brochure, can I talk to her?
Was there something else, Mr. Poirot?
Is the hotel safe at the disposal of guests?
Of course. We'll be happy to store any of your valuables.
Have you been the manager here long?
Only a few months. Not quite the situation I was hoping for, and it won't last much longer thanks to the war.
Are there any golf courses nearby on the mainland? Hastings, Poirot does not play their golf. Remember who you are.
Sorry, old man.
I will not impose upon you further, madame.
Mr. Poirot, there was one thing.
There will be a lot of interactions like that.
It's such a
Where
small matter.
Hastings and Poirot talk to one another.
To the attention of a gentleman with your...
It's hilarious.
Do not let the reputation of Poirot cause you to hesitate in your inquiry.
Well, my wire recorder has gone missing. I used to dictate all my letters for a girl in the village to type up. She's learning to type, so she brings her own typewriter. I need only supply the paper.
When was the wire recorder taken?
Sometime on the evening of the 19th.
Do you lock your office?
There has never been any need. I lock the safe, of course. That is where all the valuables are kept.
Are a police officer or a private investigator? He is a private investigator. He's like Sherlock Holmes, actually. Which, fun fact, in the original Sherlock Holmes game series, not the new one, because after chapter 1, it's a new Sherlock Holmes series. The original Sherlock Holmes series, Poirot actually exists in the same timeless as Sherlock. He gets mentioned. I think it was Sherlock Holmes The Awakened Remastered, 2008 edition of the game. Yeah, he's a little kid only in that game. And apparently it's Watson and Sherlock that told him to use his gray cells. So technically, if you want to think about it, you could think of him as a great detective after Sherlock is, passed. That's how it exists in my head. So after Sherlock Holmes, time is over and it's Poirot.
Did anything
both great detectives
happen on the day the recorder went missing?
Let me see. Well, that was the day Arlena Stuart arrived. A celebrity such as she causes quite a stir.
I am not sure what I can do, but I will be happy to keep my eyes and ears open, madame.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Poirot.
A wire recorder? Those things are huge. Shouldn't be difficult to track down.
Pardon, madame? Mrs. Castle would likely throw me out on my ear if I began rifling through her office.
Okay, then let's go then. So we need to find her wire recorder somehow. And also try to meet the other guest. No, not over here. What is this place? Where did this lead to? We need more classic detective games due to the advent of Eastern media. it's mostly been dominated by the likes of Ace Attorney. They're fun games in their own right, but there's a lack of gravitas that classic detectives like Zelda, Poirot, Holmes have. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of game, because yes, there is like Ace Attorney like games, and that's really popular. But I feel like a lot of like Asian indie studios have been making good detective games. For example, that's one game that it's advertised as really similar to Phoenix Wright, but I feel like the majority of the case is a bit different. Is one of the more recent games I played, Murders on the Yangtze River. That one is so good, and it mentions Sherlock Holmes. And I like that. I think more than Phoenix Wright, even though I haven't really played Phoenix Wright myself, but I think I like it more because it's realistic. Because that game is set in early 20th century of China. It's really based in that time period. So the developers really did their research. I mean, being Chinese, and they really included all that history, all the little facts in that game. So while you're solving the mystery, the game takes place in that timeline, at the time of when China is, and all the game, like the cases, it's really tied to that timeline. So it's really realistic. It doesn't have the craziness of Phoenix Wright. Even though I like a good, crazy, bizarre game, you know me. I enjoy that. I mean, you've seen it with my previous couple of games I played, right? But I like the realistic touch a little bit. And I like how I could learn actual historical facts in that game while I'm playing. So yeah, I feel like there is a good variety. You just need to look, but it's true. I mean, the classic adventure games definitely has its own something that newer games are unable to replicate. I think because one reason I think is because of nostalgia, because it's what we grew up with, right? At least for me. Because the detective games I played a lot, like growing up, it's like Carmen Sandiego, and then there's a bit of Nancy Drew. I didn't really grow up playing Nancy Drew though. But yeah, there's like the Sherlock games and the Poirot. They've existed for a while. And it's like Broken Sword. You came out. It's a time that came out, and if you were to play as a kid, that's what you gravitate to, that touch. So a lot of games, especially ones that they advertise as inspired by, there are a lot of games that I bought. They said inspired by Broken Sword, inspired by Monkey Island, and then I am very into those games. I buy them because that's what they are inspired to make, and they have that touch. For example, the Voodoo Detective. You guys play that one? Voodoo Detective? That one's also a really good one.
Forgive the intrusion, mademoiselle.
Oh,
I did not mean to startle you.
not at all. I must have been miles away. You're Monsieur Poirot, aren't you? I understand.
That one is a game based in New Orleans.
I'm Rosamund Darnley.
But you play as a voodoo detective, and there's like bizarreness in that. It's pretty fun. It's inspired by the retro classics adventure games.
What brings you to see?
It has that similar vibe.
Mademoiselle Darnley?
A short rest before the fall season.
But of course, you are the proprietress of Rosemont, the fashion house. Your designs are first-rate. Hastings, what does Poirot know of such things?
I'm surprised you are interested in Monsieur.
I love Hastings and Poirot's interactions so much.
I surprise even myself, mademoiselle.
It's so hilarious. Keep being reminded that it's Hastings controlling Poirot. But I'll say though, to that note, the newer Poirot games do have a different feel to it. Like if you want like the classic detective like adventure game that Poirot, it has to be this. As much as I enjoy the newer Agatha Christie games, like this Poirot is still,
It is very...
there's something about him.
I don't mind the
He's still the best.
There
in my
were
opinion.
of children here until a few days ago. They were evacuated. Ken's daughter Linda is here, but she's 16, hardly a child anymore. I've had one odd incident, a small crime even.
Sometimes these small crimes are but appetizers to a main course.
I brought a typewriter down to catch up on some correspondence. It disappeared from my room the day after I arrived.
Have you been here on the island long?
Just a few days. It was a spur-of-the-moment sort of thing.
Did you report the theft?
No, my jewelry and over £20 in my purse were untouched. I suspect someone simply borrowed the typewriter and will return it when they're finished with it. Rude, perhaps, but possibly not a crime at all.
What day did you find the typewriter missing?
The 20th.
I will argue that it is a crime. Someone stole a typewriter,
Did anyone
technically.
take interest in the typewriter when you arrived?
Come to think of it, a man named Major Barry did make some comment, but I rather felt he was simply looking for an excuse to talk to me.
Au revoir, madame.
You're unable to get food? You wake up that late, Poirot? There's no food that they're serving anymore? Why is it she's just standing there? She could be sitting down. Okay, we can go this side too.
Alas, Poirot never learned to tickle the ivories.
Poirot, you employed that phrase correctly.
I hope you are not implying Poirot's English to be anything less than perfect.
I mean,
That is to say, I would never presume.
they're hilarious. I really like their interaction so much. Want a drink in the morning?
Sorry, sir, the bar won't be open till 11.
I am merely making the morning constitutional, young man. What is your name?
Henry, sir.
What can you tell me of my fellow guests, Henry?
Well, I don't want to gossip, but Arlena Stuart, the actress, is staying here. And there's a Miss Rosamond Darnley in the dining room. I understand she's a famous dressmaker or something.
Are you from Leathercombe Bay?
No, sir. I live in Kingsbridge. Leathercombe Bay is a bit quiet for my taste, especially now they've begun the evacuations.
How long have you worked at the hotel?
3 years. Don't know what I'll do when they close her down.
Evacuate, maybe?
How do you like working here, Henry?
Well, it's very nice, usually. Of course, Mrs. Castle, the manager, is something of a tartar. I expect that's because she's new and wants to establish her authority. Come to think of it, Gladys hasn't been herself lately. The first floor maid. Look, I'm no gossip, but I think she's had a row with her young man, Will Jenks. I expect it's nothing, really. Everyone's a bit...
Oh, she and Will Jenks are dating? Okay.
Leave you to your work, Henry.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, this goes back to the hotel. Let's take a look at some of this stuff here.
I say, the latest number of Motor Enthusiast magazine, Poirot. What a stroke of luck. I've been looking out for this one.
Hey, we can take a look at it. Okay, amateur mechanics trying to move up from changing how to clean points. Remove the distributor cap. Examine ignition system. 1 contact point attached to the base plate. 1 contact point is attached to the end of the pivot arm. Remove the pivot contact point with spanner. Remove the stationary contact point with screwdriver. Scrape away corrosion on each contact point with a file. Replace the points. Replace the distributor cap. Congratulate yourself. Something of a puzzle, I think, that we will do later. Again, like I said, I played this game before, but I don't remember the details of it.
This is a useful point to measure the time it takes to reach Cutter's Cove, the spot that will be the scene of the murder.
So yes, he'll remind you to take the stopwatch.
The hotel to Cutter's Cove, it is 25 minutes.
Because it will be necessary. And he records the timings down for you in the notes. Don't remember details, that means the best time for a replay. Yes. That's the thing about me, is like, for there are quite a number of games that I know I played before. I remember the storyline. I remember the major plot twist and everything. But I just don't remember details of it. For example, another game that I have on my list I want to play is The Night of the Rabbit. Also, one of my favorite point and click games of all time. Night of the Rabbit, you know, and pretty much all the games that the company release, like point and clicks, are pretty good. And I don't remember details of it. I know the ending, because it's such a twist that I remember it, but I don't know the details of it. I don't remember, like, the other parts of the game, just that ending. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, one thing I like about Agatha Christie games that it's different from the Nancy Drew games is that you have a large area to explore. A lot to see than just being stuck in one location. You know? Which I know, harder to remember, like if you don't have time to keep playing all the time, right? It's easier to forget stuff. But for me, I like to be able to explore and see all the sights and have all the characters to talk to. Which I know some people don't enjoy.
Hello there.
Good morning, mademoiselle. I am Hercule Poirot.
Emily Brewster. Pleasure to meet you.
You rest from your exertions?
No, I teach ballet to a lot of energetic young girls. It would take more than a little row around this tiny island to wear me out. I don't know if you noticed, but I found what looks like the carving of a dog on a rock on the path there when I came down to bathe. It appears to be quite old. I was curious to see if there were any more carvings along here.
And have your investigations met with success?
Nothing so far. The sea may have worn any away, I suppose.
Are you enjoying Seadrift Island?
To tell you the truth, Mr. Poirot, this was a necessary trip for me. I lost a very close friend several months ago. I'm here to try and come to terms with her.
Lost a very close friend. Remember what we saw in the beginning?
Forgive
I imagine that's her friend.
me. Innocent question. I'm not sure why I said that.
Not at all, mademoiselle. People often find they can confide in me.
Of course. You're that Hercule Poirot.
There is more than one?
I've heard of you, of course. I apologize.
There's only one Hercule Poirot, and it's me. I will destroy the other one if they exist.
Long?
9 or 10 days.
Unless it's Zoner.
Have you formed
I can take Zoner.
of our fellow guests?
I like Zoner.
Are you down here on a case, Mr. Poirot?
No. For a short holiday only. Forgive me if the question was impertinent.
Oh, I don't mind. Let's see. Horace Blatt is a wealthy businessman, of the sort one tries to avoid in London. Loud and boorish. I think he finds us all rather boring. The Redferns seem like a nice couple, but I've noticed a tension between them. If you want my opinion, Arlena Marshall is...
Yeah, Zoner means, well, even if it's a little quirky, he is a good man. He has his quirks, but everyone has a little bit of a quirk here and there, right? It's fine.
Choose to bathe here instead of at the...
I don't mind quirky people.
Yes, I do so every day.
So long as they're good, right?
Hotel. And there's this one gentleman, Major Barry, who seems to take a rather obvious interest in women in bathing attire. Makes my flesh crawl. So I try to avoid the beach.
Good luck in your investigation.
Thank you.
So yeah, the game has a slow start. But one thing good about this game that I remember is that even though it has a slow start and the mystery, it takes a while to get to the actual murder mystery, but it keeps your attention. You know? Who is this guy?
I did not mean to frighten you, my friend.
You didn't, and I'm not.
The pub, it is open?
No.
You have the binoculars, I see.
What of it?
They are for the watching of birds?
Yes, I'm very fond of birds.
Are you staying at the hotel?
Are you?
Mais oui. Hercule Poirot, at your service.
My name is North.
North? You're suspicious, North.
If he's a birdwatcher, I'm a penguin, Poirot.
Shall we follow him? It is up to you.
We shall follow him.
He's up to something, Poirot. Are you going to let him get away?
My shoes are of the finest leather, buffed to a perfect sheen. I will not be subjecting them to seawater.
And yes.
Come off, then.
If you wish to cross, summon the
I really like their conversations. Oh my god.
For his sake.
I like Poirot and Hastings so much. Sea Tractor no longer operates on fixed schedule. Please use the phone to call the hotel garage to summon it. Okay. I don't want to go off the island yet. So let's go up. Oh, can I take the stopwatch from here?
Well, this is neither the time nor the place.
Okay, fine. What about here? Do you want to take the stopwatch timing from here?
Well, this is neither.
Okay, never mind. I'll wait for you to tell me then.
Quite securely locked, I am afraid. Good morning, mademoiselle. May I join you?
I would be delighted. It's Madame Redfern, by the way. Christine. You must be Hercule Poirot, the famous detective.
I am he.
Modesty, old man.
You may have reason to be modest, Hastings. Poirot does not.
The old place was buzzing last night when you arrived.
Seriously. I know I've said this a lot, but like, Poirot and Hastings are just hilarious to me.
Ah, it is a perfect day for sketching.
Yes, indeed. I'm trying to capture that sailboat down there.
There's a great sailboat for some reason.
I see it. The man at the tiller seems quite good.
That's Horace Black. He's a guest here. He splits his time mainly between the bay and the bar.
A red sail is unusual, is it not?
Yes, quite.
What brings you to the Smuggler's Rest Hotel?
I'm here with my husband, Patrick.
Damn!
Hastings.
It was his idea, really. He's the outdoors type. But I burn so easily, I'm afraid. I must take care.
I swear, like, Hastings approaches made me laugh. I enjoyed the game so much.
Short.
Because of the evacuation, you mean?
Many seaside resorts are already closed.
Yes, that's mainly why I agreed to come. This could be Patrick's last chance for who knows how long.
Where is your husband?
That's him down there, swimming.
You do not swim, Madame Redfern?
No. The man near the equipment shed is George, the bathing beach attendant. That other man in the chair is Major Barry. You'll find him there most days, especially if there are any women swimming.
Quite a bit of a pervert.
Major Barry has an eye for the ladies?
Definitely. Bit of a bore too. Full of stories about the army in India. That and his dogs. He apparently has many, many dogs.
What can you tell me about our fellow guests?
Well, there's Emily Brewster. You'll usually find her rowing about the island. Ballet instructor at school in North Taunton, I believe. There's a couple from up north somewhere. Gardeners. She'll talk your ear off. He's rather a dear, really. And Arlena Stuart, of course. You must have heard by now that she is here.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, I know that she's here.
Husband does. I'm afraid that's enough sum for me for a while, Mr. Poirot.
It has been a pleasure, madame.
All right.
This is a useful point to measure the time it takes to reach Cutter's Cove, the spot that will be the scene of the murder.
And yeah, okay, we'll do that. So Poirot will keep telling us to mark the time.
To Cutter's Cove via the path, it is 18 minutes.
All right. Good to know. Let's talk to people. More people. More talking.
Sir, I'm afraid the rowboat is out, but I could set you up with a nice rubber float.
No, thank you. Poirot does not float.
Oh, no worries, sir. A bit of exercise would soon help that.
That's not what he means.
I see no cause for amusement. You are the beach tender?
That's right, sir. I keep an eye on the equipment, look after the grounds, the tennis court, and so on as well.
This game, man. This game is hilarious.
It's all right. Not much for excitement. And the new manager's ever so strict. Henry the barman, though. He's my mate. Henry makes an excellent cocktail. He makes a superb planter's punch. Direct from the Caribbean, it is.
Are you from this area?
Born and raised in Lethercombe Bay.
You must know many interesting stories of the area.
You mean Tom Cutter, the ghost?
Yes, I do mean Tom Cutter, the ghost.
Old Tom
Tell me about Tom Cutter.
Some will tell you it's just stories, but I saw him a few weeks back. White and glistening in the moonlight like he'd risen from the sea.
You saw him?
He was drowned?
Yes, sir. Some rival done him in. You'll hear other accounts, but that's my belief.
So you believe, but it's not. It might not be the truth, okay?
The figure you saw was a ghost.
Well, he disappeared into thin air, didn't he?
Okay, that's a good sign. Yes, that might be a ghost.
Did you see him?
Outside the Smuggler's End pub well after midnight. He passed inside. I'd had my share of liquid courage, so I follows him. Down into the cellar he goes. So down I go. And what do you think?
He disappears.
To a tankard of grog? Grog? What is grog, Hastings?
Shh. No. Vanished into thin air.
I swear, oh my god. I really do love Poirot and Hastings so much.
It's all coming to an end.
Why is
They
that?
make the game so enjoyable.
Reporting for duty next
It
week.
is sad that it's the last game like the Adventure Company made of Agatha Christie, honestly. They don't have any more Agatha Christie games after this one. I would have loved to continue it, you know, like if they made more.
Pardon, sir, but the equipment shed is for my use only. You wouldn't believe it, but someone walked off with an oar a few days ago. What good is
An
it?
oar?
I ask you.
Oh, I don't know. But I'll try and find an oar for you.
Capital morning, capital. You must be that detective Johnny who arrived last night. Major Montague Barry, late of His Majesty's Army in India.
It is a pleasure, Major Barry. You are on a bathing beach, but you do not bathe, Major?
No, never got the taste for it. The scenery can be quite pleasant, though.
Yes, it is very nice.
Nice? Now? Wouldn't say that. None of the finest sex about. Good-looking fillies, some of them. Where are they all, I wonder?
Yeah, he's a perv.
Long?
Couple of weeks, one last hurrah, you might say, before Fritz arrives on our doorstep.
Yes, they are coming very soon now, I think.
Bombs first, of course, soften us up, or so they think. Not like India. I was there for the start of the Third Afghan War. Now that was war with some honor to it. Those days, you could see a man's eyes go dull as you killed him.
How did
Yeah, I don't want to listen to your war stories, okay?
Show my dogs over in Dartmouth twice a year. Train them, you see. Always told myself I'd stay here once when I got my chance.
Are your dogs here? At the hotel?
Not likely. They're safe at some kennels I found near Exmoor. Had to get them out of London, you see. Wouldn't have stood the bombing, poor beasts.
Do you know anything of the history of this place?
Not much. Heard some rot about Roman orgies way back when. Then some monks decided this would be a wonderful place to make brandy. There's that smuggler Tom Cutter, of course. Gave his name to a cove here on the island. Supposed to still haunt the pub. That's about it.
Okay, so pretty much all we know.
Any impression?
All that we already know anyways.
That actress is a fine specimen, no denying. The Redfern lass is not bad, but a bit too pale for my taste. I like 'em with a bit of colour. Miss Darnley, the dressmaker, she's quite attractive in her own way, too.
Enjoy the scenery, Major Barry.
I will, when it arrives.
Yeah, Poirot does not want to talk to him anymore.
Hastings, I swim like the dolphin. I simply do not wish to swim at the present moment.
So yeah, we're not going to swim. Because Poirot does not want to get his suit wet. So let's go back up. We can't talk to the other guy because he's swimming. So let's go and explore the rest of the island. See what we can find.
This is a useful point to measure the time it takes to reach Cutter's Cove, the spot that will be the scene of the murder.
Okay, let's do that.
From the ledges to Cutter's Cove, it is 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Pretty short because it's close by. Okay.
You wish to eavesdrop, Hastings? As you wish. We will listen to the conversation.
Sightseeing is all very well, and I like to do a place thoroughly. But a quiet spot by the seaside where I can just sit and do my knitting is so relaxing, isn't it, Oakley?
Yes, darling.
And this is such a picturesque spot, quite out of the world and at the same time very comfortable and most exclusive in every way, isn't it, Oakley?
Yes, darling.
That's all that they're saying. Okay.
Bonjour, madame. Bonjour, monsieur. I hope I do not disturb you.
Why, of course not. He's not disturbing us, is he, Oakley?
No, darling.
You must be
That's all he says. Like something darling.
Hercule Poirot, the famous detective. You recall me telling you he would be joining us, Oakley?
Yes, darling.
I am Mrs. Carrie Gardner. This is my husband, Oakley.
Very pleased to make your acquaintances. Are you enjoying your stay on the island?
Very much. It's so peaceful and relaxing. So far from the cares of the world, isn't it, Oakley?
Yes, darling.
Is that all you say? Can you say something more than that?
Spot?
Yes, isn't it? Not as much wind, I think, as the terrace above the bathing beach or over at Sanctuary Cove. Oh, look, Oakley. There goes Miss Brewster again. Can't think where she gets her energy.
What business are you in, Monsieur Gardner?
Oakley is retired, Mr. Poirot. He was manager and owner of the Lake District's best-known theatre company.
These days I travel and indulge my passion for...
Okay, he does say something more than yes and no, darling. Okay.
I'm sure Mr. Poirot isn't interested in old coins.
Well, I would disagree. I am interested.
Most charming.
You think so? Some are, of course. Others, well, I wouldn't like to say, but I was telling Oakley just last evening that that Stuart woman is paying quite too much attention to Mr. Redfern, wasn't I, Oakley?
Of course, having run a theatre, I'm well aware that actors aren't like us. They have different standards.
Lower standards.
Yes, darling.
And you should have seen Mr. Marshall and Miss Darnley laughing and joking yesterday. Everyone thought they'd just met, but apparently they are old friends.
I will leave you now.
Okay. Nothing else here but talking to them. All right. Have your conversation, why don't you? I like the way, like, Poirot walks. It's so cute.
A sturdy post. A sturdy post.
Yes, I know it's a sturdy post.
What are you thinking, Hastings? Poirot, he does not climb up and down the ladders?
Oh, come on. Let's go this side first. We're back here.
Hello. You haven't seen a tennis ball in the grass, have you? I had a lob go spectacularly astray.
I've not seen it, sorry.
I'm sorry.
You wouldn't be Hercule Poirot by any chance, would you?
I am Poirot.
Yes, I am Poirot.
Monsieur?
Kenneth Marshall. That was my wife, Arlena.
She is very charming, Madame Marshall. Hastings, if you embarrass me, we will cease the at once.
Mrs. Poirot.
I swear.
Listen, Poirot, this is a bit of luck finding
Oh my god, dude, that's hilarious.
happened. Since our arrival here on Monday, Arlena has received two, what I can only describe as threatening notes.
Do you have the notes?
Well, yes, here they are. Arlena thinks I destroyed them, but I thought I'd better not.
Very wise. One moment, please, while I examine them.
Arlena refuses to take them seriously. She says people are often jealous of her due to her success and her beauty, and it's no more than that. I'm not so sure.
You are right to be concerned. In my experience, Captain Marshall, the hatred to write such notes is one to take very seriously indeed.
Would you have a talk with Arlena and tell her that?
I will do as you ask. How did these arrive?
The first was simply shoved under her door. The second was found on her dressing table. Mr. Poirot, her door was locked.
When did Mrs. Marshall receive?
So someone snuck into the room somehow.
On the morning after we arrived. That would have been August 20th. The second appeared yesterday. Knowing you are investigating has eased my mind enormously.
Captain Marshall, I will do what I can to assist you. But if I am to be successful, I must enjoy your wife's complete cooperation.
Of course, of course.
Convincing her.
I'll talk to her, don't worry.
If you'll excuse me, I have some letters to type.
He has some letters to type?
He seems unaware of the significance of what he has said. How many typewriters can there be on this island?
There's a lot of typewriters, apparently.
Darnley's typewriter was borrowed to write the notes.
It is possible.
You knew there might be a real danger to Mrs. Marshall even then.
Yes, my friend. I could feel something in the wind.
And yes, as you can tell from the conversation, Arlena is our murder victim.
Bit of a low spot in the near ad-service court. Bit of a low...
Oh, bit of a low spot.
Bit of a low...
Can I go in?
It's to keep the clay of the court smooth. And from the look of that clay, it's about time for a good rake. Bit of a low spot in the...
It is an unusual rake for a garden, that.
Yeah, I'll do it again because I skipped over what they said. Sorry.
It's about time for a good rake.
Okay, so he's not going to do anything here yet. All right, can we go up down here? It's empty.
Well, this is neither.
Okay, nothing to do here. This side then. Like sometimes though, I just click and then they skip over the conversation. I don't want you to miss the conversation with Poirot and Hastings.
Religion cannot be faulted for its aesthetic, at least.
They have such interesting conversations in this game.
Imagine this was quite a beautiful structure before it went to pot.
Yes, Hastings. Religion cannot be faulted for its aesthetic, at least.
Okay, let's go inside and take a look.
This is a useful point to measure the time it takes to reach Cutter's Cove, the spot that will be the scene of the murder.
Okay, another time taking.
Monastery ruins to Cutter's Cove, it is 12 minutes.
12 minutes, okay. Good to know. And I need to take a quick break right now because my tummy started, rumbling. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. For those of you watching on YouTube, thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.